fast enough yet? I got the bag in the bowl. Clearly not good enough at DIYs. Oh! Today it's time for another nerd DIY. What I thought I would do today is a DIY bonsai tree. Now you might be wondering, what does that have to do with nerdy things? It doesn't, but nerds can like cute DIY trees too. So, what you're gonna need is, oh, and also I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not following instructions, I'm just looking at a picture. So I'm hoping it comes out good. So what you're gonna need is a spool of wire. I got the second to last thinnest wire. It says 24 gauge. I don't know what that means, but it's not too thick, not too thin. There was one thinner, but I thought it wouldn't be good enough. You're gonna need various kinds of beads, which I got different kinds of pinks, oranges, purples, golds, and you're gonna need a rock to wrap your wire around and be the weight of your tree. You're gonna need some tools, so you might want a parent's help if you're a little tiny one. So I have needle nose pliers for bending the wire and wire cutters for cutting the wire. And last but not least, you're gonna need hot glue or crazy glue. I'm gonna use hot glue because I don't trust myself with crazy glue anymore because I glued my fingers together and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm gonna move the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, and we're gonna start with unrolling the wire and cutting it to the length we want our tree and manipulating it into a tree form. So let's do that. Okay, so my desk is kind of a mess. Don't worry about that. Also, pay no attention to the nail that, this isn't even focused. Pay no attention to the nail that's shorter than the other ones. I broke it. Yes, these are my real nails. I know they're very long. Let's start by opening our wire. I need scissors. I didn't add that to the list of things you're gonna need. You're gonna need scissors. So I'm just gonna cut this off. I don't know how big I want my tree. I have a little rock, so I don't want it to be too big, but I want to make sure it's big enough. And you know what? You're better off going longer than shorter because you can always cut more later. So I'm gonna cut this. And we're just gonna do that a million times though, because we want a lot of these. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unroll it. I've never worked with wire before, so this will be interesting. This is a disaster. I don't even know how many pieces we're gonna want. We're gonna want a lot. Hey, we're gonna want. Look how like messy I already made. Like it's so neat right there, and then I already made this huge mess right here. Oh, nope, there goes the rest of it. So I'm gonna cut a bunch of these, and I'll get back to you when I have like 50 of them. Okay, so I ended up cutting all of it. I left like a tiny bit just in case, but I ended up cutting all of the wire because I wanted it to be a very thick tree. I didn't want to have not enough. I cut them in all different lengths. Some of them are a lot longer than others. I think that's fine. What I'm going to want to do is, I don't know because I'm following a picture, but I got to twist them, which to do all in one big clump like this is not easy. Now what I'm going to want to do is, this is going to be the bottom part, and then the neater top part is going to be the top, is how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the bottom, I'm going to split the wires like in half, and I'm going to start twisting those separately. But this is how, I'm going to wrap this around the rock, and then have them like kind of spread out. I don't know, the bottom doesn't have to look perfect, but it's got to look like a tree. That's the only requirement for this DIY, make it look like a tree. There's gonna be some stragglers. What is this one long one? What are you doing? I'm gonna leave it because it's gonna wrap around the rock really well. But that's how I'm gonna do the bottom, and I'm just gonna wrap it around the rock. Okay, so I have the rock like kind of in there. I just need to bend these around and wrap it around the bottom. And then it should be, I'm gonna probably cut them to flatten them out so I can stand the rock like this. Okay, well, we've hit a bump in the road. I really thought this would go well. All the pictures look like it's so simple. I think I don't have a big enough rock. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this in half. Okay, so I have two tree branches. Let me lift this up a little. 2 tree branches. And I'm going to split these off into more little ones. So like 3 or 4 or 5 wires from here to be its own branch. So there's one little branch. And I'm going to keep doing that.
Crystal skies, crowded place.
This isn't going to work. I really thought this was going to work. So far it's not working. I mean, it's working, but like,
In those eyes, desperation, hesitation for the wind, running from the darkness of the night. We'll be shining past the brightest light, just like gold, just like gold, believing we can spark the break.
Feel free to make the ends like branchy. Branchy and just like have, what am I doing here? Like I made little twigs. That should look good, right? I don't know. Hope so. I'm almost done with this half, and then we'll do the other half. And then we'll start putting beads on. That's gonna be the fun part. You're not, I mean, I'm having fun, what? Okay, so it definitely looks like a tree. It's looking pretty tree-like. And I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna pick this up a little bit and we're gonna start doing beads. I have this pack that has orange, cream, pink, this purple pack, this all pink pack. There was another one, where'd it go? It fell on the floor. And I got this gold orange pack. So I'm gonna do a few colors on each one. I have my hot glue gun, and I'm just gonna go to town. I don't even know where to start with this part. I don't know, I guess just glue. The first, ooh, this is gonna get hard. Okay, I'm gonna put a tiny bit of glue near the tip of one of these. Now I have one bead. Where is it? I can't even find it on the camera. That one little bead. And I'm just gonna stack them up and I'm gonna wrap the wire around it. So when you have enough beads on yours, like I feel I have, I think I'm good with that amount of beads right there. What you're gonna wanna do is close it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that very tip of the wire there with my pliers, just at the very end. Wait, pliers, hard to work with, let me tell you. There, you see how I bent it up? I'm trying to be really professional right now. I hope you can tell. Now I'm just gonna clamp it down. So that should hold. Nope, it's not big enough, so I'm gonna put hot glue there. That's how we're gonna do it instead. Hot glue. So, forget about the pliers. I put hot glue at the bottom and top. We'll worry about those stringy things after. That's how we're gonna be doing this from now on.
Just like gold.
So now that there are beads in all of the crevices of my chair and all over my floor, look how cool this looks. If I can get it focused where you can see it well. I think it looks really pretty. It looks a lot better in person. It's really hard to see it for what it's worth on the camera. But I found a better rock, a bigger one. I'm going to try my best to wrap this around the bottom. And hopefully this works. I think that was the key. It needed to be a bigger rock, so I had something better to grip onto. And then they just need to be bent tightly around it to hug the rock as best as it can. Or hot glue it to the rock, because I don't think this is gonna stay. So I'm gonna load up the bottom of this tree with glue. Or maybe the bottom of the rock. Okay. Okay. That helped. Okay. So it is staying on the rock. It's not very flat on the bottom. I'll probably figure that out later. But it's staying. Oh my god, look at my tree. Look how cool. Oh my god, can you even really see it? Oh my god. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, let's move that out of the way. Move my beads out of the way. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all the beads I have left. And you can do it. You can fill the branches completely with beads. You can do whatever you want, whatever colors. It looks kind of gross really up close, so let's move that back. It looks better from far away. But it worked! Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. If you haven't noticed, behind me, right there are my eggs, and in front of it are my wands. So that is it for today's Nerd DIY. If you enjoyed watching, leave a like. If you make one for yourself, definitely tag me in it on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can find me. Look how cool. I think it looks so cute. Like from far away, it looks beautiful. Don't look too close or it looks kind of strange. But, so don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time